In this video, we're going to add more components to our integration procedure. So in our last few videos, all we did was create this really simple integration procedure just with our DataRaptor, which will load a contact. And what we're going to do now is actually incorporate the get contact as well, because at the end of it all, we want an integration procedure that's going to check to see if contact already exists. And if it does, it's going to return its contact ID. If it doesn't exist, it's going to create one and then return that new contact ID. So we're now going to start to put it all together, and it can be a little bit complex when we're learning. At the end, you'll look at it and you'll see only just a few steps, but to get it all working properly can take a bit of work. So we're going to work through that together, and bear with me, I may have to create a few separate videos for that because I don't like having videos that are too long in duration. So what we're going to do now is add in our extract. So we've got our extract action over there, and we're going to drag it in, and we're going to select our get contact DataRaptor. So I'm just going to go ahead and change the element name as well. And what we need to do is send through some input. And in my last video, I didn't actually send only additional input, but I should have. So I'm just going to click on that, because otherwise what it'll do is send the entire JSON, but we just want to send in these 3 inputs there. So coming back up to our new one, I'm going to go ahead and click on the same button, and then I'm going to add in my key and value pairs. So it's pretty much going to be exactly the same as the one from our load contact, because we've got the same variables coming in from that form. So I'll just go ahead and quickly put that all in. Okay, so I've set that all up. And now if we go into preview, I've still got my JSON input from before. So if I expand that, you can see that we've got Joe blogs. Now I will let you know that I have been testing this quite a lot. So we should hopefully get more than 1 Joe blogs that's returned. So I'll just click on to execute now. And there we go. We can see that we've got 8 contact IDs that have been returned there. And then because we haven't put any conditions on the load one, that's gone ahead and loaded one as well. So if I run this again, I should get 9. And then the last ID that's returned should be this one here. So we'll just try that. Okay, so there you go. We've got the 9 over there, and that ID is being returned. So that's working as expected. However, what we do want is that when there's just one that's returned, then we'll match on that one and return the ID. Otherwise, we'll create a new one. So what we'll do now is we'll go back into our properties over here, and I'm going to come into actions and find SetValues, and just set that immediately after the get contact. And for my SetValues, once this loads, we'll give it a name. So let's say set existing contact ID. And I'll add a new value, and it'll be contact ID. And that will equal the contact ID that we return back. So it's just called, it should just be ID. So let's go back in here and we'll go contact. Actually, we'll click on here. Okay, and click on OK. Now we only want this to run if 1 is returned. So over here we've got our execution conditional formula, and we're going to put in count equals 1. All right, and let's go ahead and activate that, and let's test. The execution formula didn't quite work as expected, but what we can see is that we have set the contact ID, and it's got an array of all those contact IDs in there, and it's actually gone ahead and created another one as well. So yeah, that's still going ahead. So we'll come back in and we'll just have a look at that, and we'll just deactivate it again, and we'll have a look at this set values step and try and work out why it didn't work. Well, the execution formula doesn't even seem like it's in there anymore, so I must have done it wrong. So I'm going to edit as JSON, and this time I'm just going to put in percentage signs. I must have forgotten that before. So count equals 1. I may have done that wrong beforehand. So let's just click on edited properties, and it's got it in there now. So let's come back into preview. I'll just click off that step, come back on, make sure it's still there, and let's try that again. Okay, so this time that step hasn't run because it doesn't equal 1. So what I might do is just end this video now, and in the next video I will set another conditional step for the load DataRaptor, and we'll really slowly piece it all together and then have our finished product.